Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. So in this video we continue with our typing course, and as I promised, we'll be starting with the touch typing course. Please make sure that if you're checking this for the first time, ensure that you look for the first video in this series so that we can move well along. Having said that, as I promised, the touch typing course will be taking us 3 to 5 hours of pure practice with the common keyboard keys. The course will be divided into 12 lessons, of course, which will be required to take several breaks. Don't overdo the exercise again, and everything that we'll be doing in this course will be tracked, so we'll be able to see the progress of that course over here. Now let's start the course. Having said that, so I'll just do that by clicking that start button. So when I click the start button, there is a good chance that I'll be taken to this screen where now I'll see a list of the lessons that I'll be able to do, starting with the home law. So the basics of typing is the home law. So if you're able to understand the home law and the keys in the home law, you'll be able to track all the other keys from the home law. So the home law will have the keys ASDF, GH, JKL, semicolon. It will also have the shift, it will also have the apostrophe, it will also have the page down, depending on how your keyboard looks like. But in most cases, if you're using the keyboardr keyboard format, that is the format that will be there. So that will be the home law, and we'll be emphasizing more on it. So from there, we'll be studying the other keys, that is E and I, that will be on the extension law. So after that, we'll also be diving into the letters R and U, letters T and O. We'll also be able to type now these letters in capital letters. Of course, you know, when you're starting a sentence, it has to start with a capital letter. If it is the name of a person, it has to start with a capital letter. So we'll be learning how we'll be able to write these letters in capital letters. Of course, you know, if you want to write the first letter in a word, you have to hold the shift. That's the most common way. So we'll be seeing how can you use your two hands to do that. You'll also be able to type the prelude, that's the full stop, still using the right finger. You'll also learn the C and the comma, the G and H, and the apostrophe. We'll also learn the keys V and N, the question mark. We'll also learn the keys W and M, the keys Q and P, the keys B and Y, the keys Z and X. But before we get started, there's something good with this program that we need to discuss here before we do anything else. And let me just read. During this course, the duration of each exercise will be optimal based on your progress. This will save you time while guaranteeing good results. So that is very good. Each lesson will take 15 to 25 minutes depending on your progress. So the program will be tracking how fast you are typing, and in this it will be recommending whether you are required to move on with the exercise or to move on to the next lesson, or you still need to take more exercises in a given lesson. So the whole course takes 3 to 5 hours. 3 to 5 hours. But if you don't want the program to do all of this, you can just come down here and turn off the optimal duration. But I would recommend you to go with the optimal duration, because it will ensure that you don't overdo exercises while you are way good in typing them. You're okay with typing those keys, so there's no need of doing it again. So if you have this on, the program will always be suggesting that you need to go on. You're very good, and it will also be, of course, congratulating you for that. All right, having said that, we can just start the course over here. And now this course, as you can see now from here, we'll be now seeing the lessons. We'll be able now to switch from one lesson to another. So I'm in the first lesson that will be covering the home law. As you can see here, lesson 1. If I click, for instance, lesson 2, I'll be able to see the what will be covered in lesson 2 all the way to lesson 12, as you can see. So going back to the first lesson here, Again, it will have these units that you'll have to cover in that lesson, and each having different of course duration. So 3 minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes, like that. And just to get started, as I said, we'll have to first of all understand what is touch typing, and then we dive into the home loop first. So first, let's just look at the touch typing basics. So as I said, I will be using this program in this course, and I've used this program for some time, and it has actually helped me to type a bit faster and also build my confidence in terms of typing. No one has paid me to use this program or advertise it, so I just find it to be a good program to use. So I also hope that the owners of this program will maybe find it somewhere and maybe congratulate me for doing it or something else. So what is touch typing? According to this program, touch typing is a technique for typing quicker and more accurately with all the 10 fingers without having to look at the keyboard. So that is our aim: typing quicker and accurately. Underline those two words: quicker and accurately, and with all the 10 fingers without having to look at the keyboard. So that is our aim. After completing the touch typing course, you'll be able to know how to type faster with all the 10 fingers, type without errors or with less errors, type without looking at the keyboard, improve your computing habits for better ergonomics. So this will mean that you'll be able to type your documents and emails much faster with fewer errors, saving you lots of time and making typing much more enjoyable. Now, how do you use this technique? So we are going to start with the finger positions, how you are going to position your fingers in the keyboard. The good thing with this program is that it will have images that will guide you in terms of how you're supposed to do something. So in the basic position, your fingers rest on the middle low of the keyboard. So the middle low, as you're going to see, is the low that we call the home low. The home low will have, as I said, letters A, S, D, F, G, H, and J, K, L, semicolon, apostrophe, and enter buttons. So that's how easily you can be able to know the middle low or the home low. The home low is the base from which all other keys can be reached. So as I said, the home low is the base. Like when you start typing, you should always start from the home low. Of course, as you continue, you'll be finding this easy, and you don't have to be on the home low every time. But when you're starting, it's good that you have your fingers well positioned on the home low, from where you can be able to reach to other keys. Now let's do this practically with you, and as I do something, please try to do it on your side and see how easily this one is. Now place your fingers on the home low. As I said, the home low will have the letters A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, apostrophe, and enter. I have to repeat that. You can also be able to know the home low when you look at letter F and letter J, and then you place your index finger, the pointing finger, on those letters, you're going to feel some bumps. So that's how easily you'll be able to understand or know that you're on the home low. Remember, we said that you don't have to look at the keyboard. So, and your fingers should always be on the home low and then reaching to the other lows to reach the other keys. So to know that you come back to the home low, try to feel the bumps in letters F and J. Alright, so let's go back to our practice. So put your left finger on keys A. So you start with the small finger, as you can see in the picture. So we can call the small finger the pin key finger, on your left. So put it on A, followed by the other finger, put it on S, D, F. So your 4 fingers in your left hand are now occupied. Now let's move on to your right hand. start with the index finger or the pointing finger and put it on letter J. Remember, you should feel the bump, K, L, and the semicolon. So the pinky finger on the left should fall on the semicolon rather. Now let your thumb rest lightly on the space, so not placing, just letting them rest on that space. Now keep your wrist straight and fingers rightly curled. So your fingers should not be straight, your fingers should be curled, like it's like you are curving them, it's like you are folding them, and then that will now enable you to lift your wrist. It should not be lying on your table or your laptop, so let them be raised a little bit. So now that is the basic position of your fingers on your keyboard. So when you're starting, when you want to start typing, always make sure that your fingers are in that position. Having said that, let's move on. Now, pressing the keys. Now you have your fingers in the right position. Each key is pressed by a finger on the home low that is closest. After reaching a key away from the home low, the finger needs to return to its home low. As you can see from the image, we have letters J and U, and it is the index finger that presses the letter J. So you can see that you can be able to easily reach to letter U from letter J. As I've said, the key is typed with the finger that is closest. So if you look at the case of J and U, you can be able to move the pointing finger from J to U easily. Again, as I said, make sure that you go back to the home low. Like when you're done typing the U, go back to the home low. Easily feel the bump and you'll be able to know that you are back to the home low. Now the space should be pressed using the dab. So you can either use the left or the right, or use both, but they usually recommend not using both, but either way, if you're able to press the space with the dab, it will still work. Yeah, just some tips for you from this program. Keep your eyes on the monitor always, so you will learn the key positions faster if you don't pick at the keyboard while training. If you can't remember where a key is located, check keyboard picture on the screen to find it. So there will always be a keyboard picture on the screen, and with different colors provided by this program. That's why I like the program, and it will always be helping you to remember where a key is located, so that you don't have to pick on the keyboard to see which finger types which key. Keep wrist up, as I said, and the tip in this is always ensure that your fingers are curled. They are like folded, like slightly folding them, so that will help your wrist to be up a little bit. No, not that up and not that down much, so at an average level. Focus on accuracy. So first of all, the main purpose of this first course is accuracy. So we want you to be able to type fluently with very less errors, and later we are going to develop the speed. Actually, this is something that will come with time, the speed. Now we are almost ready to start, so just a few more tips before moving on to the first exercise. So remember, we'll be doing lots of exercises, but before we dive into the exercises, let's take a few more tips from the program here. So a relaxed posture, make sure that you sit up straight, elbows close to the body. Try to keep shoulders, arms and hands relaxed to avoid tension and discomfort. Taking breaks is recommended to relieve tension and gain concentration. As I said, don't overdo training. We recommend only a maximum of 2 lessons in a day. So pause an exercise, and that is when you just feel tired, just for me, I just like leave it and the program will actually pause itself, so you'll be able to nini. So we hope you enjoy the learning to type with the touch typing tutor, the typing master team. So this is the owner of this program, the typing master, which I'm just using to just help improve your efficiency, your typing speed and accuracy. Okay, so we are now ready to dive into our first exercise, and I'll just show you the home row, the keys on the home row for this video, and then in the next video I will be jumping on to other exercises. So for this, I'll just show you the first exercise here, and then I'll also now be like guiding you how to go to the others, and with that now I'll just leave you so that you'll be able to do the exercises as much as possible. But as again we've been told, don't overdo the lessons. 2 per day is the maximum. So let's just see how this works. So I'm just going to click the first one here, and now the program will look like this, or I'll be taken to this screen. So in this lesson you learn how to use the home row and type the keys ASDF, JKL and semicolon. So before we get started, we have to place our hands as we said. So starting with the left, the pinky finger or the small finger on ASDF, that is the left hand. On the right hand we start with the index, that is JKL and the semicolon, and then the tab should rest on the space. So as we are being told there, we just press the space to continue, so just press it like that, and now we'll be guided step by step, so just follow. So starting from the little finger, press your left, that one we've already done it, and then the right hand we've already done that, so I'm pressing the space to continue to the next. Now rest your tab to the space, on the space, they're already there, I hope. Now press the space to continue. Now your hands are in the basic position and you are ready now to start. So if you are ready to start and your fingers are on letters ASDF for the left hand and JKL semicolon for the right hand, we are now ready to start. So just hit the space with one of your tab. Now try typing A with a small finger. So below you'll see the 2 hands, and there will be a circle with a certain color. For instance, there is this circle on the small finger, and the same color is on the letter that you're supposed to type. So this circle will be moving to the finger that is required to type a certain key. In the space we'll be using this in this program, so we'll be using the right tab to hit the space, so they will be following each other like that. As you can see, this keyboard have different colors, and the keys that we are focusing on are these, which have brighter colors than these ones. So as you can see, this is brighter than this, KL semicolon. So the same color that we have here, there will be a circle on the finger that is supposed to type that. So if you can remember where a key is, try to follow this circle. Try to use this keyboard other than looking at the keyboard in your laptop or computer, that is desktop computer. Try to use this keyboard. So having said that, we can now dive in, and you're being told to type letters A. Great. Letters S. So you see now how that circle is moving. Now I'm on the middle finger, green, as you can see, D, F, the purple. You can see the purple on the finger that should type that, F. Great. Now we are moving to the right hand. We type J, K, L, semicolon. You can see the circle moving the way I'm pressing the key. So I'm now on the space. I should press with the tab like that. Great. You're now ready to start your first drill. So this is the first drill, the first exercise that will be taking you through the keys A, S, D, F, J, K, L, semicolon. You can see now they are even more brighter than they were. The hearts now have the same colors as I've said, the blue for that, the red for that, the green for that, the F for that. And on the other hand, we have J for that, K for that, for that, for that. But when you start typing now, they will be appearing 1, 1, 1, 1, depending on which finger should type which key. Alright, so I'll just hit the space and continue. So this is how fast I type it, so try to make yours more faster than mine. But before we get started, there is something here, the drill information. So this will take 3 to 5 minutes based on your progress. Accuracy goal, it's always good to set a goal. So the minimum goal that you can set is 90, which is easy, 94 is intermediate, and 98 is advanced. So for my case, I can go with advanced. Objective: learn and memorize the new keys positions and develop correct finger key ratios. So the objective of this exercise or drill is to learn and memorize the new keys positions and develop correct finger key ratios. Having said that, before we begin the drill, as you can see on this right edge here, your progress will actually be tracked and it will also be timed. So the progress will be shown in this graph and the time will be shown using this timer here. So you'll be seeing the time that is actually remaining for that given drill. And having mentioned that, then we can just come and begin the drill. Always ensure that your fingers are on A, S, D, F, J, K, L, semicolon. And then now, instead of clicking that link, I can just come and hit the space using the right tab. So the right tab, so my machine is a bit misbehaving here. Good, and then now I can start the drill. Don't mind my speed. If it is slow or fast, just work on your speed. So it's always good to say the letters as you type them. That way you'll be able to remember where the key is. So JJ space KK space LL space semicolon semicolon space AS space DF space AS space D that is DF space. Then you have JK space semicolon space JK space semicolon space ASDF space ASDF space JKL semicolon space JKL semicolon space AA space DD space JJ space LL space SS space FF space KK space semicolon space ADJL space ADJL space SF K semicolon SF K semicolon. Then you have FJ space FJ space DK space DK space SL space SL space A semicolon space A semicolon space FJ DK space FJ DK space SLA semicolon space SLA semicolon space. Thanks for watching the video up to the end. Love you. See you in the next video.